Okay, so today I want to attempt to load a SimonK firmware on a speed controller. So I have these HobbyKing 20 amp. I have it on one of my quadcopters, and these apparently can be upgraded with SimonK firmware. And I'm going to try it and see how it works. So I'm going to connect it up before and I'll check it out, and then I'll load SimonK and I'll see how it works after. To load SimonK, I got this little tool from HobbyKing, and that's this fits over the chip, or the AVR chip, whatever, programmer chip, where I can load new software on it. And the chip's inside here, and of course I have to have this part of it, which is the part that plugs into my PC. So that plugs into my PC, that goes onto the chip that's inside here, and then I'm going to load the SimonK firmware on it. And I'll test it with a little motor like this. I'm going to just put this 2212 on, but of course then I also need a little controller or a 2.4 so that I can push some values through it. And of course then I also need some of those to add to the end of this. Then I need a bind plug, and then I need a power, all these little things needed to make this work. But I'm going to try it quickly. This stuff typically is already on your quadcopter. So let's see how if I can actually upgrade the firmware on this pretty cheap HobbyKing 20 amp speed controller, and see if I can make it a really nice one. Okay, so now here we got the UBIC of a speed controller. I added power to it, meaning that's where I'm going to put 12 volt in there, or a 3 cell. On this side, the 3 wires go to the motor, and I just added some little connectors there. The basic idea then is, if I plug in my my 12 volts, I will start powering things up. You'll see that my flight controller powers up. My motor gives a little tune, because that's a tune sent from this computer to there to give me some information about the battery and stuff that's connected. I'm going to power up my my remote, and you'll see that this guy goes on my receiver. So everything's ready now, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to send the ARM command from my controller, and for some reason it doesn't want to send the ARM command. Oh, I waited too long. Hang on, let me just get that going again. There we go. I'm going to send the ARM command, and we'll see that the flight controller is now armed. So and it's ready. So I'm going to send in throttle, and we'll see that the motor actually spins up. So so again, what happened here was I'm sending wirelessly from my controller, my actual flight controller. I am sending in throttle command that goes through the wire from here, from this controller, my receiver, into my flight controller. The computer on top here, which is that one below there, is the actual little computer. But it interprets those values and says, oh, okay, you want to make the motor number 1, which is where this wire is plugged in, go faster. So I'm going to send, on this white wire, I'm going to send a higher voltage to this computer, and this computer is going to say, okay, using these 3 wires, I'm going to spin the motor and make it go faster. But what I'm wanting to do is on this computer, this one here, I want to load the SimonK software so that it's more efficient than the standard software that comes with this controller. So that's what I'm going to attempt, to load SimonK software on this second computer. This other stuff is already inside your quadcopter. This is the speed controller you buy, and I'm going to try and upgrade this one. So the first step was I'm just removing the shrink wrap from this guy, and let's see if this will come off. There it is, the shrink wraps come off. That's a heatsink that sits on top of all those on the chips there, and this is the actual computer. This is the guy I'm interested in. And one thing to note about this computer, it has a little dot here in the top corner, so that's the reference pin. And if I look at my programmer, I have the same dot over here. So this dot would line up with that dot, and basically I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold the programmer on top of a chip like this with the two dots aligned, and I'm going to reprogram this computer.
I went to this page to find the spreadsheet. I found my 20 amp speed controller in the list, and the file name was bs_nfet.hex. I then found the latest SimonK download and extracted the zip file on my computer. It contained the bs_nfet.hex file I needed. Your speed controller might need another file, so check the spreadsheet. Next, I found this software for my Windows computer. It is free software. I installed the ESC USB driver and could start reading values from my speed controller's computer, holding the programmer against the chip with the dots aligned. It auto-detected the chip, but I also made sure it read ATmega8. Next, I opened the bs_nfet.hex file I downloaded and wrote that to the sent controller's computer with the right command.
Okay, so now that I've loaded the software, this chip should now be programmed with SimonK software. So I'm going to connect up my little motor there again. Let me get my controller and my receiver ready. Get these guys, motor number 1. Now this is the most critical part, because if you got this wrong, you will make fire at this point. I'm going to connect this. Everything looks good. It's all good. I am going to power on my remote. I'm going to send the ARM command, and there you have it. My you see, this guy is now programmed with SimonK software, and we'll see how my that specific quad reacts now, if it reacts better with the new software loaded. Thank you. Next I'm going to just close this guy again, put a shrink wrap around it. Okay, so, and there's the controller then, seconds on that. The speed controller with shrink wrap put back on. It's now closed again, and this is now a SimonK enabled speed controller. This is the experimental quad before the SimonK upgrade. You can see there's my controllers, the 4 of them, the standard ones before the SimonK. Fly it, yeah. Okay, so I've loaded SimonK on all 4 the speed controllers, but before I go and put shrink wrap on them, I'm just going to quickly try test flight again. So let's see how that goes. There we go. You can see it's different because now with the values that I have, if I arm the board, the propellers already start spinning, so there's a difference from the previous values. I didn't change any settings, so I know it's a new software running on those speed controllers. Thank you.